What's up, everybody? Welcome back to How It's Done. Today we are going to be getting rid of our Ring doorbell and upgrading to the Eufy E340. This one is definitely a worthwhile investment if you already have a Ring doorbell, or if you don't have a smart doorbell. I would highly recommend it. First of all, you don't have a monthly subscription fee to use all the features. With the Ring doorbell, you have to pay, I think it's $4.99 a month in order to get the majority of the features. They also have a $9.99 version if you have multiple cameras. And then there's another one if you want to be recording 24/7. With this, you don't need a monthly subscription. Data is stored locally. It's got so many different features I can't even begin to describe that you can't do with the Ring. And this particular model also has a package camera, so it'll show the packages that have been delivered so you can see your package once it's dropped off. So we'll go ahead and get after it. This is going to be great whether you have an existing Ring doorbell or it's your first time doing a smart doorbell system. We'll walk you through it today on How It's Done. Alright, so if you are uninstalling your Ring doorbell, you want to go ahead and remove it from your system. So go to front door settings, or whatever you have your doorbell labeled as. Go to device settings. Under general settings down here, go ahead and hit remove device. You can keep the events if you want, or you could delete the events. For me, it really doesn't matter, so I'm going to delete events. Continue. No longer a customer with Ring. Yes, I'm sure. Alright, your Ring plan will stay active unless you cancel it. So remember, you got to go in and cancel your Ring plan, otherwise you're going to be getting charged $5 a month for a service you're not using. You're not going to need to pay anymore. So, you got it. It's going to start with this little spinny wheel around it. That shows that it's not registered to anything. The Ring cameras do have security bits underneath them, the security screws, so you are going to need that screwdriver that originally came with it. If you don't have one, you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy one of these torque sets that has the little, let me see if I can get it to focus. It's going to have a little opening in the center. That's going to be your security bit. Let's see what size this is. Not quite. That's it right there. So it's going to be T15 is what you're going to need. So we'll do that. That'll get this screw out. A little bit tricky doing that with one hand. There we go. And then this trim piece will come off. And then we've got a screw here and a screw up here that we'll just go ahead and remove, and this whole thing will come off the wall. Alright, so once you've got those screws taken out, you can pull this out of the wall, and you'll see that there's just 2 screws on the back here. You'll loosen each one of them. You don't really even need to take them off. Just loosen them a bit. And then your wire should be able to come off of there. And that's all there is to it. So we'll go ahead and put the trim back on there for now. Keep the screws and everything together. We might just give this to somebody. Now we're going to go ahead, open up the box that this guy came in. Take out our new camera. And all the fixins, so to speak. got all sorts of goodies with it. It's got the little angle bracket if you want to get an angle. In case you're on the side here, you're trying to face out. Mine's facing pretty straight, so I don't think I need to worry about getting an angle. I might try it to see how it looks. But honestly, I don't think it's going to be necessary. Got a bunch of screws with it. Now this one does not have a security bit. What this has is a security key. So what you'll do when you're needing to remove it, you press this down into it, and it releases the camera itself. So we'll go ahead and screw this into place like so. Probably get it over to the side a little bit more, kind of like that. And it does say this side up, so we know which way it has to go up. Before I screw it in though, I do want to point out, if you're using the angle bracket, this piece that came with it, this angle piece is going to go against the wall, and then these two little stubs here are going to fit into these slots, like so. And that'll give you a nice clean angled finish. So if we were doing that, which it is a very slight angle, I might, well, I don't think I need that because it is straight at the front door, but I might do that to just see how it looks and then take it off and see. I might do a side-by-side comparison with and without the angle. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this screwed in place and we'll go from there. Alright, so these are wired up. So now we just click it into place on the bottom here, and then the top snaps in like that. And this little hole up here is where you're going to press with that security key to release it. So there we go. It rings. Doesn't appear to be ringing on the doorbell inside, so probably have to set that up in the app. But yeah, now we'll go in the app and get this thing configured. Alright, so we have gone into the Eufy app, or Eufy app, or however you want to call it. I do have one of the vacuum cleaners here, so we've also got Clean set up here, which is the Eufy vacuum cleaner. Anyways, we'll go to Add, hit the little plus icon, go to Add Device, and then we'll go to Security. It's going to be a Video Doorbell. Video Doorbell. And now we need to point this camera at the QR code on the back of the doorbell. So we are going to have to release the doorbell from here and scan the QR code. Alright. Now we've got a couple different options. Right now I don't have the smart home base or the base professional or anything like that, so we're just going to do Wi-Fi. Alright, so once you've got that all put in, press the sync button until you hear the beep. There you go. Heard the beep. Now it's going to generate a QR code for you to scan with your camera.
Connecting to the Wi-Fi network.
There
Please
we go.
wait.
We'll go ahead and click next. Here we've got the view of the front door. You guys tell me what you think. This is pretty good. Doesn't quite get everything down here to the right, or I guess the left side of the door as you're coming in, but it does a pretty good job. I don't like that half of your frame is taken up by this wall though. I mean, you can see here half of it is wall. So I'm gonna try with the angle bracket and we'll see how this looks. And this is what it looks like at an angle. Personally, I kind of like this view better. It gets pretty much the whole entryway. Still have about a third of the space being taken up just by the wall, but it shows everything I want it to see. So think we're going to leave it like this with just that slight little angle that it's got. Probably like a 15-degree angle or so. Now one of the cool things you can do, let's go into this, and we'll go into settings. It's got all sorts of other different settings. You can go in and configure motion detection, obviously, set your activity zones, front porch. We'll go ahead and get that set up, activity zone. And then add one, and we'll say this would be our package zone when there's a package in the area. Apparently my drawing skills need some work. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Nice. So that will be our activity zone or package zone or whatever you want to call it. And yeah. And then front view activity zone, which is the front facing camera. And I'm just going to do, because I do occasionally have birds that like to make a nest. You can probably see them, see that nest over top there. So I'm only going to do this to probably here, so that if there's someone coming up to drive, it'll start to get them maybe a little bit more even. There we go. Yeah. Cool. That should work. Last but not least, sensitivity, we'll leave that at moderate. Now, familiar faces, this is pretty cool if you have this turned on. Throughout the use of the camera, as people come to your door, if it detects them a few times, similar faces, it's kind of like facial recognition, except it doesn't tell you specifically who it is. It will load up a face that's been recognized multiple times, and you can go in and name who it is. You can also upload a picture of the person and say who it is, and then what'll happen is it will give you a notification. Say, for example, your cousin Bob is coming over, and Bob is in the Familiar Faces app. It will send you a notification, Bob detected at front door. So, pretty neat. Kind of a neat little function there. Edge connection, that's, I'm not 100% sure what that is. But there's a variety of features, and again, it's all free. You're not paying any monthly subscription for this. Once you've bought the camera, you've bought 100% of the functions of the camera. You don't need to pay a monthly subscription. And to go in and view your different things that have happened, you can go into your events and see activity. Hey, look, it's me installing the camera. Smart. This, if you have multiple different cameras, it will set up a group event. Like, say you have a camera on the driveway, it'll show an event of someone walking up the driveway, and then as they get to the front door camera, it will transition over. It will give you a pretty much path overview of where this person went. So really, it's a great camera, much more cost effective than paying a monthly fee for something that is kind of there in the event that you need it. Let's be honest, most people don't need to constantly be going back and looking at camera footage, but when you need it, you want it to be there, and that's what this does.